Welcome back to Sasha Said What She Said, where real life, medical bills, job benefits, health insurance confusion, family drama, and the fine print finally get explained without making your head hurt. Before we jump in, make sure you like, share, and comment. Send this to somebody who has health insurance, job benefits, or Medicare, but still has no idea what would happen if life got expensive tomorrow. Because today, baby, we are talking about how to find your insurance coverage gaps in 5 minutes.
5 minutes? Sasha, don't play with me. Because some of these insurance packets look like they were written during a hostage situation.
I know. The words are small, the pages are long, and the benefits portal always asks for a password you forgot in 2021.
And then it locks you out like you committed a crime.
Exactly. But today, we are not reading the whole Bible of benefits. We are doing a quick 5-minute coverage gap check. Now, let me say this clearly. This episode is for educational purposes only. Every plan and policy is different. Always review your actual coverage, call your insurance company, talk to HR, or speak with a licensed benefit specialist before making decisions.
Translation: Sasha is giving us the checklist, but we still need to read our own paperwork.
Correct, because your benefits are personal. What I have, what you have, what your cousin has, and what your coworker has may not be the same. Now let's start with the big question. A coverage gap is basically the space between what you think your insurance does and what it actually does.
Ooh, so the gap is where the surprise bills live.
Exactly. The gap is where the surprise bills, missed paychecks, deductibles, copays, uncovered services, and wait, I thought this was included, moments live. And here's the problem. Most people don't find their gaps until something happens. They find out after the ER visit, after the hospital stay, after the surgery, after the diagnosis, after the accident, after they miss work, after the bill comes. But today, we are going to look for the gaps before the crisis.
Because the bill already knows where the gap is.
Yes, and it will find it with GPS. So here is your 5-minute coverage gap check. Grab your insurance card, your benefit summary, your employee benefits portal, your Medicare plan documents, or your policy information. If you do not have it in front of you right now, that is your first gap.
Wait, not having the paperwork is a gap?
Yes, because if you don't know where your coverage information is, you already have a problem. If something happens, you do not want to be in the hospital bed trying to remember your HR login, your insurance carrier, your policy number, and your password while wearing those hospital socks with the grips on the bottom.
Those socks are humbling. You cannot make big financial decisions in those socks.
Exactly. So step 1, find your plan information. You need your insurance card, your summary of benefits, and any supplemental policies you have. Health insurance, accident, hospital indemnity, cancer, critical illness, short-term disability, life insurance. Whatever you have, pull it together. Now, step 2, check your medical cost gap. Ask yourself, what is my deductible? What is my copay? What is my coinsurance? What is my out-of-pocket maximum? If you cannot answer those 4 questions, that is a gap.
So if someone says, I have insurance, but they don't know their deductible, that's a gap.
Yes, because having insurance and understanding insurance are not the same thing. Your deductible tells you what you may need to pay for certain covered services before your plan starts sharing costs. Your copay tells you what set amount you may pay for certain services. Your coinsurance tells you what percentage you may pay after the deductible. Your out-of-pocket maximum tells you the most you may pay for covered in-network services during the plan year, depending on the plan.
So this is the part where people need to stop saying, I'm covered, and start asking, covered how?
That's the question. Covered how? Covered where? Covered for what? Covered with what cost? Now, step 3, check your income gap. This is the gap most people miss. Ask yourself, if I missed 30 days of work, what money would come in? Would I have PTO? Would I have short-term disability? Would I have savings? Would I have accident coverage? Would I have critical illness coverage? Would I have hospital indemnity? Would I have anything that helps replace income? Because health insurance may help with covered medical care, but it usually does not replace your paycheck.
And the paycheck is carrying the whole house on its back.
Yes, ma'am. Your paycheck is paying rent, mortgage, groceries, gas, childcare, car note, phone bill, light bill, insurance, and everything else. So if your paycheck stops or gets cut for 30 days, that is not just a money issue. That is a household issue. Here is the quick test. Add up your monthly must-pay bills: rent or mortgage, car note, insurance, groceries, utilities, childcare, phone, gas, medications, minimum debt payments. Now ask, could I cover this if I missed 1 month of work? If the answer is no, you have an income protection gap.
That one is going to make people pause the video and stare at the wall.
Good. We need to think before life makes us think. Now, step 4. Check your hospital gap. Ask yourself, if I had to stay in the hospital for 2 or 3 days, what would happen financially? Do you know your hospital copay? Do you know if your deductible applies? Do you know your coinsurance? Do you have hospital indemnity coverage? Do you know whether observation and inpatient admission are treated differently?
Wait, observation and admitted are not always the same thing?
Correct. And that is why details matter. Some benefits may depend on whether you are officially admitted as an inpatient. You need to know how your plan handles hospital stays, because a hospital stay can create more than one cost. You may have the hospital bill, doctor bill, lab bill, imaging bill, prescriptions, follow-up visits, and time away from work.
The hospital stay might last 2 days, but the bills can keep visiting for weeks.
Exactly. Now, step 5, check your accident and serious illness gap. Ask yourself, if I had an accident tomorrow, what coverage would help me? If I broke a bone, needed stitches, had an ambulance ride, went to the ER, needed surgery, or needed therapy, what would help? Do I have accident coverage? Now ask, if I was diagnosed with cancer, had a heart attack, stroke, or another serious covered illness, what would help? Do I have cancer insurance? Do I have critical illness coverage? Do I have heart and stroke coverage? Do I have short-term disability? Do I have emergency savings?
Because people always say, that doesn't run in my family, but life can still run up on you.
Exactly. Family history is not the only way life happens. You can be healthy and still have an accident. You can be careful and still need surgery. You can eat clean and still get diagnosed. You can have a good job and still be financially exposed. This is not about fear. This is about preparation. Now, step 6, check your family responsibility gap. This one is personal. Ask yourself, who depends on my paycheck? Children, spouse, parent, grandparent, siblings, household bills, business expenses? If something happened to you, who would be affected financially?
Because sometimes we say, it's just me, but it's not just us. People depend on us.
Exactly. If your paycheck helps hold the household together, your benefits should be reviewed with that in mind. Now, step 7, check your life insurance and final expense gap. Ask yourself, if I passed away unexpectedly, would my family have money for funeral costs, bills, debt, mortgage, rent, children, or transition time? Do I have life insurance? Do I know the beneficiary? Is the beneficiary updated? Does my family know where the policy is? Is the coverage enough for my current responsibilities?
Because having an old policy from 15 years ago with the wrong beneficiary is a whole family drama waiting to happen.
Absolutely. Keep your beneficiaries updated. Life changes. Marriage, divorce, kids, death, family conflict, new responsibilities. Your paperwork needs to match your real life. Now let's make this a true 5-minute exercise. Here is your quick checklist. Minute 1. Find your insurance card and benefits summary. Minute 2. Write down your deductible, copays, coinsurance, and out-of-pocket maximum. Minute 3. Ask, what happens if I miss 30 days of work? Minute 4. Ask, what happens if I have an accident, hospital stay, or serious illness? Minute 5. Ask, who depends on me financially, and what happens if I cannot work or I pass away? If you can answer those questions, you are starting to understand your protection. If you cannot answer them, do not panic. That does not mean you failed. It means you found a gap.
And finding the gap before the crisis is a blessing.
Exactly. A gap you find today is a gap you may be able to fix before life tests it. Now let's talk about the most common gaps I see. Number 1, people have health insurance but no income protection. Number 2, people have a high deductible but no savings to cover it. Number 3, people have kids in sports but no accident coverage. Number 4, people have no idea what happens if they are hospitalized. Number 5, people decline short-term disability because they did not understand it. Number 6, people have life insurance but not enough or not updated. Number 7, people assume their job benefits are enough without checking the details. And number 8, people click through open enrollment like they were accepting cookies on a website. Yes, that one too. Now here's what I want you to do after this episode. Do not just watch this and say, that was good. Go find your benefits. Look at your health insurance. Look at your supplemental insurance. Look at your disability benefits. Look at your life insurance. Look at your beneficiaries. Look at your emergency savings. Look at your monthly bills. Then write down 3 things: what I have, what I do not understand, what I may need to ask about. That is how you start.
So the goal is not to know everything today. The goal is to stop ignoring it.
Exactly. Stop ignoring it. Ask questions. Ask HR. Call the insurance company. Talk to a licensed benefit specialist. Review your plan documents. Compare your options before open enrollment ends. Because the worst time to discover a coverage gap is when you are already sick, hurt, hospitalized, grieving, or missing work.
That is not the time to be decoding benefits like a detective.
Exactly. The best time to understand your coverage is before you need it. Thank you for spending time with us today on Sasha Said What She Said. If this episode helped you, share it with a friend, family member, coworker, or anyone who needs a better understanding of their benefits. Remember, preparation is not panic. Asking questions is not weakness. Knowing your coverage is one of the smartest financial moves you can make. Until next time, take care of yourself, protect what matters, and keep asking the questions nobody else is asking.
And go find those benefits before life finds the gaps.
Period. We'll see you next time.